Hey guys, we have just arrived to Menton in France.
We're lucky to get a spot in here because it's usually for residents.
What are your first thoughts?
Oh my gosh, can we live here? I mean, hello, look at the water, look at the buildings. This place is magic.
So pretty. How lush is it?
And it's just an hour away from its famous neighbour, Monaco. So join us as we deep dive and explore the narrow streets, the old town, and uncover the best local cuisine. Thank you so much. What did you get? Everything looks absolutely divine.
We're getting croissants.
We'll share with you our best eats, exact places to see, and patrons, you'll get our Google pins.
I've never seen such blue water.
So welcome to Menton. This is where we're staying on board our boat at the marina. And if you stand to the very end of this episode, I'll show you how we prepared for the Mistral winds. So basically, these are really strong winds that can blast this region. Don't get caught out like us.
What's the plan, Kristina?
Yeah, we're using this for a base. So we only actually booked in for 3 days, but we've just extended it to 5 because we figured that we have so much to see along the coast. You've got Monaco, you've got Nice. In order, let's list the towns we're going to visit in this series. So we're starting here in Menton, which is right on the border of France and Italy. We'll then take a 1-hour bus over to Monaco. We'll then reposition. So we're going to sail our boat down to Nice, known for its incredible pebbled beaches. We'll then head to Antibes, which is just a stone's throw away from the incredible Cannes. And then finally, the ritzy, glitzy Saint-Tropez. So we're going to be exploring a huge stretch of the French Riviera coastline. But which town is going to be our favourite? So we're going to go to town now. John and I, we're going to have a little dinner date.
Yeah, so the town is just there. Like that is Menton, which is the old town. All right, we're going to show you around. Oh, and this is like a giant seawall. We should show you up there later, but it's just blowing today.
Just point out this beautiful yacht just here. And I don't know if that's the owner, it's Ferrari, but there's a Ferrari just next door.
Yeah, and I just saw a Rolls Royce up there.
Did you?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Oh my gosh. Since we spoke to you to now, I told you that it's like a blow dry out here. Look, my hair's dry.
Only women would find that interesting.
So for reference, we're parked here and we just had to walk along the seawall for about 5 minutes. We hooked around to the right and we were right in town. How beautiful is it?
What are your first thoughts?
Gosh, can we live here? This is so beautiful. And it's not chaotic. There's hardly really anyone around for a city like this. It's not jam-packed, cruisy vibe.
Apparently it's a public holiday today.
You'd think it would be more busier then.
Yeah, you would actually.
It is 6:45 in the evening. I don't know if they're like the Spanish here where they go out really late.
It's so pretty. How lush is it? And I love that there's just this giant marina. You can sit, enjoy your food, and look at all the boats. What do you think of this?
This is unreal.
So you got like the old town just here behind you with the bell tower.
So beautiful.
And then right over here behind these trampolines is the marina. Then we've got this amazing beach and you wouldn't know it's blowing 40 knots just here. Would you, Kristina?
That
so
is
calm.
So true. Literally, we were just over there and you saw how blowy it was, and here it's packed.
What do you think about the sand though?
Pebbles. I think we're going to see a lot of this up the French coastline.
You know what? I don't mind the pebbles.
No.
Like at least you don't get sand everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. Do you remember when we went to Nice, like 7 years ago or something?
Oh yeah, that was terrible weather.
That was terrible weather. I should put some footage in there of our trip.
Yeah.
John and I went on a cruise ship, 7 days. It was like one of the first times we've been to Europe and pretty much in our 20s, right? We'll be there in a few days.
So we found some stairs that zigzag the way up into the old town. So we're gonna go have a look around in there. Lots of nice restaurants along the waterfront here, but looking for something a little bit more traditional.
Are we gonna get snails?
Maybe.
Oh!
Alright, let's go.
So we're going to be heading through the medieval old town, which is home to this bright yellow bell tower built more than 370 years ago. Menton is nicknamed the Pearl of France because of its beauty and its mild climate. Because of its location pretty much between the mountains and the sea, Menton supposedly has the most hours of sunshine in all of France. It has a really unique microclimate and therefore is known for growing the best lemons and citrus fruits. You can really tell the produce is super fresh here. Thank you so much. Oh my. What did you get?
I got the tartare.
And what is tartare?
It's raw beef, pickles, and something else. Chips and salad.
It's a very French thing.
I like how they do the chips here. And you got lots of mussels.
Can I have one?
You can. Do you want to be the first to try the tartare?
No, you try it.
Like, I don't know how this goes with food standards, but
In France, tartare refers to the Tartar people in Central Asia.
pretty good.
Is it? Which was a place where exotic foods came from.
Try it.
Okay. One such food was the gherkin, which is incorporated into the sauce.
It tastes good. Have a chip with it. The chips are really good.
It kind of tastes like salmon. This was so funny. John was getting a shot, and then he got the camera in his tartare. Oh, his face. That's your worst nightmare.
I know.
Oh no. John loves looking after his things, so this is a real nightmare for him.
Raw beef. It's nice to try something different though. It's funny how like you couldn't get that in Australia.
Could you not?
Well, you probably could. Could you?
Could you?
I don't know.
I don't think it's on the menu there. I don't think it's a popular thing. When we were in Bonifacio, you ordered medium rare, and the meat came out
rare.
like rare. So
I think
tip.
that's a thing here.
That's a tip.
Go up a notch.
Go up a notch. Go like medium or even medium well done, I reckon.
I think so.
And it would come out medium rare.
Yeah, unless you like it rare, then just order rare, and it will just be rare.
And so we finished up our food, looked over to see how the boat was going, of course. There in the distance, we spotted Kel practicing handstands on the bow, killing it. We took a stroll along the seafront promenade with views along the Mediterranean Sea, and this walk led us back towards the marina. That was good, right?
Yep, walking back to the boat via the seawall.
Just burning off all that food.
Look at the size of the swell.
I cannot believe we were out there last night in that. We are just arriving and the swell is ridiculous. Go back and check out our last episode if you missed it. A lot of power in those waves.
How cool is this view? So they don't keep a lot of big boats in this marina. We're nearly the biggest, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's the old port, the old town.
And that night we slept like babies until I heard the pitter-patter of rain. I had not heard rain in so long, so I had to go out quietly so I wouldn't wake up anyone on board. And so for the first time in days, we've seen rain. And it was just so beautiful to witness it with the shining lights of Menton. It was just mesmerizing. And I just sat there peacefully and just soaked it all up. Bright and early the next morning, we came up with a plan.
Okay, so 5 o'clock, we'll leave here. We're going to head to Monaco. Look around for an hour. I've got a reservation for dinner at a really nice restaurant. And then after that, we're going to go to the casino.
Okay.
It's like an hour to get to Monaco though. So it's a little bit like, it's going to take a bit of time.
But to be honest, we have all the time in the world. We've got nowhere to be and our boat is in the marina. So tonight we can really let our hair down. We don't have to be back by a certain time, which is awesome. In the meantime though, we've got a few hours to kill. So we've decided all together we're going to head to the markets today and go and find some fresh produce to restock our fridges. Everything looks absolutely divine. John is just on the phone to Rowan at the moment. If you're new here, Rowan was on board with us at the start of this Euro trip. He helped us get the boat, the Jeanneau Yachts 55, hull number 1, prepared. Together we sailed to some pretty incredible Spanish locations and islands, but he had to leave us a few weeks ago and head back to work. I'll actually be back in Australia joining him at the Sanctuary Cove Boat Show on the Gold Coast in a few days, so come say hi if you're going and follow me over on Instagram or Facebook for more details. Hey Rose, say hello to our YouTube channel.
Hello YouTubers.
We're just at the markets, about to go to the bakery, get a coffee, some orange juice.
Should be good.
Should be good. We'll see you soon and wish you were here.
Cool. Yes, no worries. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, chat to you soon.
It's got hams and cheeses and meats. This guy on the corner is only selling potatoes. Yeah, so good. Wow.
Menton Markets.
Where are you from? Australia.
Australia.
You've got an accent.
I am French from Menton. I was born here. Really? I was born by the river. Beautiful town, the most beautiful town in the world. Sea, mountain, skiing in the winter.
Hello! I don't speak English, sorry. Kristina!
Yes, so nice to meet you. Everything looks absolutely divine.
Look at the croissants.
Okay, I'm showing you the croissants. Are you getting one from here?
I don't know, they look pretty amazing.
They do look pretty amazing. Did your mouth just water?
There was so much on offer. I felt like we walked around the markets a couple of times before we were able to decide what we wanted to eat. Both John and Kelly settled on the bakery while I was into a Mediterranean feast.
Merci.
Not very French, more Turkish or Lebanese.
Some pretzels. Merci, bye.
Everyone was so friendly.
Bye.
And the market sold all the foods of the world.
Oh my gosh, I just bought so much food. This is my editing session, lunch and dinner.
And I just ate 3
You
croissants.
literally did eat 3 croissants.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't stop. I didn't know what they were, so I ordered one of each, and then
I
couldn't
should have
stop
filmed
myself.
you. I should have filmed you.
I might just get some milk for coffee on the boat.
When I said a little earlier,
Oh my gosh, can we live here?
I wasn't joking. I could truly live here. But then I remember our floating home means we can choose wherever we want to live and work in the world, so long as the city is bordered by sea.
Okay, it's dead at this time and lunchtime.
In preparation, I have the air conditioning on full blast inside because outside it is hot. The average temperature in summer is 30 degrees, that's around 86 Fahrenheit.
This is all the delicious food that we got from the markets this morning. I got some tzatziki, beans, tabbouleh, whatever this thing is. Oh my gosh, look at that. Custard tart. Not custard, a lemon slicey thing. And so the plan is today to get as much work done as possible. Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
we're up on the top of the hill and I can see the boat. You might be able to see us. You should come out and I'll wave at you.
Really? Should I put the other lens on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just gonna see if you can spot us.
Okay, stay on the line.
Okay.
Oh.
You see the
Hang on, it's coming up.
cemetery?
I'm GoProing and I'm also filming.
Can you see the bell tower?
Yeah?
You follow it along the terracotta roof. You can see I'm like standing there waving. We're waving like this. Can you see us?
Can you just give me directions again? I've got the bell tower.
Okay, to the right of the bell tower and a little bit higher up, there's a long terracotta roof.
I think this is what you guys need to add to the videos. Like wave really big.
I am waving as big as I can.
Is that whenever Kristina is back at the boat editing, John is out exploring and I guarantee he's always like calling her, being like, can you see me? I'm over here. Oh my God, it's impossible. Which terracotta roof is he talking about? There are like millions of them.
Go stand up on the wall.
We're standing outside of the cemetery.
Bell tower.
Wave again. Oh yeah, I can see you. I can see you. All right, ready? How far away they are. I can see you. Mission accomplished.
Yeah. Alright, good luck with the videos.
Oh my gosh,
We're
it's
gonna
so
keep
cool.
exploring for you. It's pretty amazing. We're gonna keep exploring. Bye.
See you guys. Bye.
See ya.
Thank you so much for showing your appreciation for this video with a like or just by leaving us a comment below.
Far out. The terraces are so beautiful here. As you can see, like that's the old city and they've walked all the way up to the very top to the cemetery.
The very next day, John took me up there.
And it's nice to come up here after seeing you and Kel up here the other day.
Yeah, finally made it. Bit of Where's Wally?
I actually love looking down and seeing all the coloured umbrellas. It's so European.
That'd make a great photo.
We've only got a couple of days here left at the marina.
We've been really productive though the last couple of days. Kristina's smashed out an episode. We've got boat engine service done, caught up on a bunch of admin, but we've made heaps of headroom with that. This marina is like a residence marina, and I think we've explained this, but it's cheap for the med, it's €80 a night, which is like $120. Most of them are like 200 a night.
Yeah.
And this is actually cool because it's like walking distance to the old town where we are now on the side of the hill.
Which is super cute.
And you could just spend weeks in here. There's little tiny alleyways and restaurants and cafes and places to buy croissants and cool beaches.
The train literally can take you to Monte Carlo. You can go down to Nice. You can go further along.
You can even get to Saint-Tropez a bit far.
5 hours.
We thought we could go to Saint-Tropez, so we might have to take the boat down there. Saint-Tropez is also €220 a night.
A night, €220 a night.
So we'll have a look at the weather, see if we can anchor there, or we might have to book another marina. It's been so fun having been able to go back to the boat each night.
Question. How have you enjoyed the French Riviera so far? This is our very first spot.
The French Riviera is beautiful. Like there's the Alps just here that come, obviously the Swiss Alps turn into the French Alps, and they end sort of just behind us. So you've got these towering mountains as a backdrop to the whole place.
They turn into ski resorts in the winter.
Yeah, so like we've seen postcards where there's the beach and then behind that snow-capped mountains. I'd love to come back here in winter. I think it'd be a completely different vibe. But just to show you now, because we figured out we're filming the wrong direction the whole time. Even when it was blowing 40 knots, I've never seen such blue water.
I wasn't expecting it in this region.
Yeah.
The water was way too tempting. How are you? We found ourselves a beach club, and so we walked down to the water's front. There are so many that line the beaches here. This is the first time we've ever been to a beach club before. We've always been so stingy to buy beds because we're just like, why would you spend €30?
When you can sit at the beach, I'm still wondering that, but this is pretty nice. It's nice to have shade.
Well, you know, you've got to pop the cherry at some stage in your life. I feel like I've developed into an adult. What we paid was like robbery. You see, in Australia, permanent beach clubs like this don't exist. So hiring sunbeds is a foreign concept for us. Not only was that the very first time we've booked out some sunbeds.
The last. You had to pay for each chair, had to pay for the umbrella,
which was €4.
had to pay for towels. Obviously you pay for your drinks. And it was €40.50 for 2 hours. I don't know who'd pay that, but we just did, so.
But you know what, to be fair, we did go there at the end of the day.
But it's still a jib, like,
you should just
go to
umbrella.
the free beach.
Free beach.
And then put the money towards dinner.
Or an umbrella.
Or an umbrella and a dinner, and still have change.
I did say to go back to the boat and get a drink, didn't I?
Don't blame me.
I did.
You wanted to go to the beach. I'd
love to know what you guys think. €40, yay or nay? Now, you may remember that in our last episode, we sailed here to Menton all the way from Sardinia, Italy, and it took us 36 hours. Now, our plan was to arrive here to Menton before the Mistral winds, which we did, thankfully. The Mistral winds can be brutal. They blow northwesterly from central France into the Gulf of Lyon and can blow anywhere around 60 to 150 days a year, depending on where you're located in France. To the east here in Menton, they're not so bad, but they can still pack a punch. So I'm going to go back in time because I want to show you how we prepared when we arrived here to Menton a couple of days ago. We have made it to Menton. Essentially, we could have stayed down in Sardinia and Corsica region, but we would have got stuck there for at least a week. There are some really strong winds that are going to be just smashing that entire region. In fact, they had storms down there last night, but we thought we'd try and sail as much as possible, get here to the French Riviera, and then now take it slow for the next 3 weeks as we make our way along the coast, which I'm really happy about because this storm that we're about to experience is supposed to be pretty hectic today. It's arriving in a couple of hours and already you can hear the wind.
Glad we're in the marina, we can cut that pretty fine. By the skin of our teeth, really. We got in here like an hour before it started to blow. I knew nothing about this place. I just thought it was like a random town that was out of the way that no one wanted to go to. I don't want to point because it looks like I'm pointing at our neighbour, but behind his head there's like a road that goes around the cliffs. Seen that? Up that way. That's just like on the Amalfi Coast. You know, there's the bridges.
You can see the other boat owners. They're running around and tightening up all their lines and just getting prepared. Might be sounding a little bit too precautious, but you just never know with these sorts of things.
Hey, the tender is still pretty close to the wall, hey?
So we're just winching up the tender just a wee bit because if we
get sent back. The tensor's gonna hit that concrete wall, as you can see. So just trying to get it as high as possible so it clears.
You think that's gonna clear?
I mean, that's looking pretty good now.
We pretty much put on every fender we had possible, but our neighbour, he had the most amount of fenders we'd ever seen on a vessel before. He was very, very protective of his tugboat. We ended up meeting him, and this is how the conversation went. He didn't speak a word of English.
This is our neighbour. What does that mean?
Thank God for the Google Translator app, where the person can speak in French, then it is translated by the app in English.
Français. Il est de 62.
The boat is listed in the French heritage. It is 62.
Oh, it is 62 years old.
Voilà. Il n'y en a que un.
And there's only one.
During the summer months, there has been significant drought in a lot of the cities that we've been to here in Europe. But for the first time, there were no restrictions on water use here. So we were able to give the Jeanneau a proper wash down, getting rid of all the salty residue that she had accumulated on our sail here. You may think it's a little overkill, but when we had Takana, we found out really quickly that if we weren't washing down our boat between sails, the lifelines and the stanchions would just rust up really quickly. Our next task on the list was tightening our lines.
So the problem is we've got 2 bow lines on, but we're moving backwards, and we tried to move forward, tie the line on, reverse back on it, but the wind's just too strong and there's way too much load to do it by hand. So I've just come up with a little ingenious way to fix it.
Hang on, just need to jump over this thingy, my bobs. John also put this line on this winch as well, which is a great idea. Unfortunately, the wind was just blowing so much that it's hard to hear John speak. Essentially, he was explaining that he's utilising the capstan, using our windlass as a winch. He's tied a sheet bend onto the bow line, and then he's going to winch that up and then tighten it off. We haven't done this before, so wish us luck. Oh my gosh, have you tried it yet?
Ready?
Hold the what?
Hold this.
Okay.
Can you hold that?
Yep.
Wow.
And my goodness, it is working. We're able to pull the bow line tighter. It's getting pretty hard to hear us, so I'm going to wrap this scene up in a sec. I thought it was going to get windier. I actually thought the storm was going to get really intense. You know what I realised? It's windy, but it's not rainy or stormy, so it's just sunny wind. It blew for hours and hours, so we were extremely grateful to be secure and safe in a marina. Menton has been a true surprise. I mean, this was a town we'd never heard of. And despite the weather, we're grateful to be here because behind the coloured buildings, you wouldn't even know that it's blowing a gale. Let's get this show on the road. So don't let the weather stop you exploring. Speaking of which, beauty. We're off to Monaco next. We're running to the bus. This is unbelievable. Until then, I think you might like this video or join us on Patreon for real-time updates and extra content.
I'm not in yet.